Hello beautiful people, welcome back to a fresh new video on my channel, and I hope you all are doing well. Today I'm going to share my experience of reading 4 mythological fiction books all in a week, and that too back to back, and I read those in the previous week. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. The first book that's on the top of this lot is the Tariq Awakening by Khayal Patel. Now, this is not a very hyped book, but believe me when I say this, that the word the magnificent is not the correct adjective that would describe this book. I mean, this book is just mind blowing, it's outstanding. The characters, the plot itself, the subplots, the events which takes place, and the consequences, each and everything will just blow your mind away. So the plot is that there's this prince called Rudra Pratap Singh. Now he goes on a war with his father against the Britishers, who and they were just trying to nab away their estate, their empire away from them, and they were against it. So they went on a war, but they took just drastic turn, and his father got killed, and that too at night in the battlefield after the war got over. But it didn't strike to Rudra that yes, something was wrong. But when he came back, and due to certain events, he came to know that his father was murdered on the battlefield, and therefore he goes out on a journey to find out who was the person who killed his father. Now, there were lots of secrets that got spilled, and there were some dangerous situations, some sorcery and magic and whatnot. I mean, there were animals, or I would say huge animals, that were introduced in this book, which you can imagine it vividly in front of you, and it just takes into a reality, it forms into a reality. So this book also talks about this Rudra Pratap Singh to a woman. There's a relationship in between them, and that accentuates the plot, although there's not a very happy ending of this relationship, but it gives a beautiful angle to this book. And there is also an introduction of the Vanar warriors, and the past gets linked to the present. This book also ends on a cliffhanger, which is a disappointment, because the book ends on such a note that you will feel like, wait, whoa, what just happened? I mean, what will happen next? What will I do? And that is the beauty of this book. I mean, the author leaves this book at a certain age, and it will just propel you to think, to just imagine in your own world that yes, this can happen afterwards, or if I don't know if there's another book afterwards, because there is no indication of continuity. But I would rate this book a 5 out of 5, and I would highly recommend this book to everyone. Even if you don't like reading mythological fiction, believe me guys, just read this book and the whole perception will just change. So coming to the second book, it's the Ashwatthama's Redemption by Gunjan Porwal. Now this is also another book where the plot is amazing. This is just retelling of Mahabharata, but it just describes the situation. What is the correct word? I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, the situations which led to Mahabharata, and we always discuss that why Ashwatthama did wrong, or why Duryodhan did wrong, or why they just killed Abhimanyu in that way is just so wrong. Why didn't Krishna solve all these problems just at the bud, and then this wouldn't have happened. But all of this has an explanation. I mean, I just couldn't think of about these things, but when I just read the book, the references that were given, it was so apt, and it's so true, that at one point of time I just felt so sad for Ashwathama. And I'm very sorry to say that Ashwathama now just became a hero of mine, because I know that this is a person who feels a lot of guilt, and that too over the years, because to him there is no death. He will have to live centuries after centuries, yugs after yugs, because he was cursed by Krishna. He was the son of Dronacharya, but he did some menacing things on the Kurukshetra war. He killed the Pandava kids, and he also tried to kill a baby in the womb of Uttara, whose father was Abhimanyu, with his Brahmastra, which is comparable to the nuclear weapon today. And he got cursed by Krishna that he won't uh, get any release from this life. I mean, there will be no death. Death will always elude him, and that he has to face all difficulties. There will be, he has to live like a mortal, and his glowing gem was taken away from him. And there was horror in Ashwathama's life. But here, he just arises in a new form, because he has to fight danger, a demon in the name of Dandak, who used to live in the Dandakaranya forest that time. And he was a terror, and all the kingdoms which were aligned over there, all the neighboring kingdoms, they were extremely frightened by him. But he also got killed by Parshuram, because he just tried to marry his daughter, and he also got cursed. But somehow he just went away, and so that he thought that, okay, if I just go down to the Patal, so this curse just cannot touch me. But that didn't happen, although there were some consequences. But now at this point of time, he will arise, and he is a terror with whom normal people cannot fight. It is only Ashwathama who will be able to fight. So he gains his power, and there is a very beautiful sequence of meeting Dronacharya when he is almost killed by a demon. And that redemption, I mean, that coming alive of Ashwathama is just mind blowing. I mean, you can just feel him, you just can see him in front of your eyes, that okay, this is Ashwathama, and he is my hero. So this is also another book which will just blow your mind, and it will grip you to your seats till the end. It has a gripping narration, and the characters other than Ashwathama that were introduced in this book are also outstanding. The dialogues that were given to them, and the plot in the entire story, their actions and whatever they do has been equal, just like in just like Ashwathama. So yes, I will just rate this book a 5 out of 5, and just I'll highly recommend this book, guys. Just go and read this book. I think you will enjoy it. Coming to the third book is Menka's Choice. Well, as you already know that I have reviewed the book Ahalya's Awakening by Kavita Kane, and that book was also amazing. So this is the second book that I am reviewing in this channel. Now, apart from Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni, Kavita Kane is an author whose books just takes my breath away. I mean, she chooses those characters who are oppressed in the patriarchal society. So this book is regarding Menka, who was an Apsara in Indralok, but she was created from the mind of Lord Brahma, and she used to serve to Lord Indra in Indralok. Now they are celestial limbs. Now people think that they are lustful creatures. I mean, they just seduce the asuras, the demons, the sages, and sometimes the devs, because that's what they do and that's their work. But Menka here in this book is portrayed in the limelight of today's women. I mean, she is a beauty with brain. So previously, what happened is that Menka fell in love with a Gandharva at Indralok, and she married him, which is against the laws of Indralok, and she had a child. But that Gandharva was cursed by Lord Indra, and she was not allowed to meet her child. So she felt a rage in inside her, and she just wanted to take revenge, but not by shouting or by throwing tantrums towards Lord Indra. When Lord Indra asked for help from Menka, that she had to seduce Lord Sage Vishwamitra, she agreed to it because she had some other plans on her mind, and she fulfilled it. She went to the earth and she seduced Vishwamitra, and she had a child, but in the process she fell in love with Vishwamitra, which was again it was against the rules. But there was also a situation which led to this to Menika falling in love with Vishwamitra, and she felt extremely guilty of that because she knows that she was seducing Vishwamitra and it was robbing him of his powers, but she had to do it. And on the other hand, she didn't want to go back to Indralok, to Lord Indra, and this was her only way to stay on earth. So there is a big dilemma going inside her. So what she chooses is what you have to read and know that what she does finally. So this is again a beautiful book which I think that you should read, and it should be on your TBR list irrespective of gender, I think so. Yes, I'm reading from a notebook because I don't want to miss out on any points. And with this I come to the last book which I read, and that is Ravan Putra Meghnad by Kevin Missal. But I should say that if you are reading books of Kevin Missal and this is your first book, then please don't do it, because I don't think that this is the best work or the finest works of Kevin Missal. But the plot of the story is good, but the characters, they just didn't there is some lack in the characters. I mean, Meghnad was portrayed beautifully, but the situations, the sequence, the action, sometimes it felt dragged. Also, there is a romantic angle between Meghnad and the princess of Naglok, Pramila, but that is also very less. I mean, that doesn't bring out the essence of this book. Also, the book is titled as Meghnad, Ravan Putra Meghnad, but there is also another character which got a lot of importance in this book, and that is Surpanakha. But I should say that this is the retelling of Ramayan, but it is not the actual Ramayan, because there are the events which took place is not similar to the original ones. Here Surpanakha is the instigator of Ramayan, and there are some events such as Sita Ma, she used to despise Lakshman because she thought that Urmila Urmila had to get love from Lakshman, but Lakshman was not had not fulfilled that responsibility, and he came with his brother to the jungles, and she feels that that was not right for Lakshman to do. And there is also a situation where Lady Sita, she goes with Lakshman inside jungle to save Ram, and that's when she got abducted by Ravan. In the beginning of this book, it is shown that Ravan is a very he's not totally bad, not a very bad figure, that demon figure, or the Asura, but he's knowledgeable. He takes care of his people. He also knows what's the difference between good and bad, which I don't think happened in the original Ramayana, if I'm not wrong. Yes, he was a devotee of Shiva, but he was very arrogant. And yes, so this book is about Meghnad, where he's a very ruthless warrior. He's the eldest son of Ravan. He's a ruthless warrior. He kills just in a flick, and the story begins where he just tortures Lord Indra, and then at a certain point of time, after a few events, after he falls in love with Pramila, he began to question himself that whether he whatever he is doing, is it actually good. I mean, his father is not good, he knows that, because he knows it by his actions. So thus this is the story of Meghnad. And the thing is, Meghnad also loves science, just like Kumbhakarn, because Kumbhakarn is like a scientist who is being portrayed as a scientist over here. There is also the mention of Somras, which acts as a magical potion in this one, and the reference is the same as in the Immortals of Meluha by Amish Tripathi. If you haven't read it, please do, and I have also reviewed this book on my channel, so if you want to check it out, it will be on the I button above or in the description below. Now there are lots of science research and technologies that takes in the forefront, and the plot is strong. It will definitely increase the reader's curiosity because of the scientific terminologies or the things which takes place. Now you can say that they may be sorcery, they may be magic, but science is magic, is also a science, right? So yes, I will rate this book a 3.8 out of 5 because I was not convinced totally. I mean, yes, the end will leave you teary eyed. I mean, it will just break your heart. There are no such events in this book which will just leave you wide eyed, or it will give you goosebumps or some nail biting events. There is none, but there is only one event which takes place at the end of this book, and I think if you want to know, you can read this book. So yeah, with this I come to the end of this video. So if you like this one, do give it a thumbs up and share and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can comment down below if you have any suggestions for me, or if you want me to just review the books not only in English but also in Hindi, you can also mention it down here. So reading between the lines, signing off for today. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, be happy, keep reading, wear your mask while going out, sanitize and maintain social distancing. And yeah, that's it guys. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, be happy, keep reading. Bye bye.